The current Rules of Golf book contains 24 rules. Although the most recent updates in 2019 attempted to simplify things, golf remains as tricky a sport as any to attempt to fully master and understand. Keep watching as we look at a selection of some surprising golf rules that could trip you out on the course. Starting off with number 7, asking about other people's clubs. In this case, what is permitted and what is not permitted are distinguished in a few significant ways. You are not permitted to ask another competitor what club they just hit under Rule 10.2 regarding advice, but you are permitted to examine their bag to see which club is missing or which one they have put back. You cannot touch their equipment while doing this, meaning you can't just adjust a head cover, towel, or bag cover to have a closer view. That would violate Rule 10.2, for which you would receive the general punishment, a loss of a hole in match play or 2 strokes in stroke play. And it goes without saying that you are not permitted to use a club another player uses on the course to make a stroke. Next up at number 6, backstopping. Social media occasionally goes crazy over backstopping. So what is it, and why is it considered cheating? Backstopping is the practice of intentionally leaving a ball on the putting green so that it can potentially help another player if their ball strikes it, placing that player's ball in a better position than it otherwise would have been. A 2-stroke penalty would be imposed on both parties in a stroke play situation if 2 players agree to leave a ball on the putting green that could help one of them. This is in accordance with Rule 15.3a. This rule only applies to shots taken from off the green because hitting another ball at rest on the green with a shot from the green will result in a 2-shot penalty in stroke play, which no one would knowingly take. In stroke ball play, all players compete against one another because no player can be there to defend his or her individual interests. Protecting the field is a crucial duty that all competitors must share. Therefore, in stroke play, both players should make sure that the player whose ball is close to the hole lifts that ball before the player plays if there is a chance that the player's ball could assist another player who is about to play from off the green. Everyone in the competition will have their interests protected if all players follow this standard practice. Moving on to number 5, sprinkler heads in the game. It's crucial to understand that this is not an automatic relief situation under the rules of golf. Yes, you would be entitled to free relief if your ball lies on the sprinkler head or if it would interfere with your stance or planned swing area, but not just because it is on your line and you really want to hit it. However, on some courses, a local rule permits relief if your ball is within 2 club lengths of a sprinkler head on your line and the putting green, both of which are within the same distance. However, if there is no such local rule, there is no free relief. So always look for the local rules on the scorecard or notice board. But wait, there are some conditions that must be met before the rule takes effect. The immovable sprinkler head must be on or near the putting green, and the ball must be lying through the green rather than in a bunker or water hazard. It must also be 2 club lengths or closer to the ball and obstruct the line of play between the ball and the hole. The player may lift and drop the ball at the closest point of relief that is not closer to the hole, avoids intervention, and is not a hazard or on the line of play if and only if all of the requirements apply for intervention on the line of play. It pays to be aware of the rules, always. You may save strokes and have fun playing golf by being aware of some critical tips. Coming up at number 4, what if your ball rebounds and hits you? It's very rare to imagine somebody's golf ball coming back and hitting them, but since this rule exists, it must have happened to someone. According to Rule 11.1a, if your ball accidentally touches you after ricocheting off a tree or bunker face, there's no longer a penalty. Even in 2007, the punishment for this situation was still 2 shots. 2008 saw a change to 1 shot, and 2019 saw a change to no penalty, except for when a ball has been dropped in a relief area and has not yet come to rest. This rule is applicable whenever a ball in play is in motion. Those circumstances are handled under Rule 14.3. If both balls were on the putting green prior to the stroke and the player's ball in motion collided with another ball at rest, the player would receive the standard penalty penalty of 2 penalty strokes. Up next at number 3, accidentally moving your ball. One of the many areas of the rules that received a lot of player-friendly adjustments in the new 2019 rules is the unintentional movement of your golf ball during a round. However, some golfers could be puzzled as to when a penalty applies, when there isn't one, when the ball needs to be replaced, or when it can be played from its new position. If you move your ball when it is at rest, even unintentionally, there's still a penalty according to the rules of golf. Because they have erroneously interpreted several exclusions that do currently exist, such as no penalty for moving your ball in the general region, many golfers now assume that there's no penalty if you do it accidentally or even mistakenly while searching for your own ball. Also, as the ball is not yet in play, there's no penalty if you unintentionally knock it off a tee peg in the teeing area. In the general area, bunkers, or penalty zones, moving your ball while it is at rest, even if unintentionally, results in a 1-stroke penalty. Remember to return your next shot to its original location in accordance with Rule 9.4 to avoid a 2-shot penalty for playing from an incorrect location. Following at number 2, finishing in match play. Compared to stroke play, match play is more of a psychological game. Match play truly exposes your character and how much passion you have to win you have in your heart, according to Johnny Miller. You cannot tap it in as easy in match play as you could in stroke play if you knock it to 2.5 feet and your opponent denies you the putt. In stroke play, tapping it in is now promoted as part of the ready golf drive. However, in match play, it would be considered playing out of order. While there is no penalty for doing this, if you make the putt, your opponent could ask you to replay the stroke. Finally, at number 1, finding your ball. Many golfers, perhaps even the majority, just pick up a ball to check when they can't quite tell if it's theirs and want to be able to identify it without first marking the ball's location. Even if you no longer need to have a second person watch you raise the ball, you still need to note the ball's position before raising it to identify it. You will receive a penalty shot if you lift the ball to identify it without first marking its position. A ball at rest on the putting green must be marked and raised per Rule 15.3 if it obstructs play or assists another player. However, a player may request that you mark your ball, in which case you must comply. This turns the request into a demand, though it sounds more civilized the other way around. A player may mark the ball on the green by setting a ball marker or a little object directly behind it, such as a dime. The essential word here is immediately behind, as it is not advised to put the marker somewhere else to indicate where the ball was, such as in the front or to the side, or even doing so is permitted. It is not recommended to mark in front of the ball because it can change the green somehow. A golfer can move the ball marker without penalty because it is considered a movable barrier under golf regulations. A ball marking that appears to be in the player's putt path can also be moved if someone asks for it. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. What did you think of these surprising golf rules, and which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.